We're back with your chance to ask Attorney Stewart Vance your legal questions live right here on air. And we have a caller on the line, Angela from Montgomery. Angela, what's your question?
Yes, good morning. How you doing?
Great.
I have a question. I've been out of work for like 6 months. I hurt myself in my job. They told me to go on medical leave, but the insurance third party is refusing to pay me my short-term and long-term disability.
Well, I'm sorry you're going through that. That can be oftentimes a very confusing process. Workman's comp, let me back up. Workman's comp is a specific area of the law, and sometimes workman's comp covers and sometimes it doesn't because the company may not have enough employees. There are minimal thresholds for someone to have workman's compensation. The third party, short-term, long-term disability claims do come into play often, and they can overlap or they can take the place of. There may be some language in the policy about an amount of time that has to pass. It typically goes to what's on the policy to start with before you could then make another legal argument and claim any back money that's owed. Those are all the kinds of questions we deal with all the time, and if you we want to call us back after the air, what we would do is typically dive in and get some more information about the specifics. When were the dates? What was the reasoning? What kind of notice was given in writing? Goes back to the thing we talked about, what gets put in writing and when. So great question. Hope we can help you. We'll try to call you back after, but maybe we can find something that will help you out.
Okay, then. Thank you.
Sure.
And we have another caller, Pat from Elmore. Pat, what's your question?
I purchased a vehicle from American Car Center, and they have closed down, and you can't get anybody on the phone to make a payment, and I only owe $1,400 on my car. So who do I need to talk with? And I went by there. They're located in Montgomery, and they don't have any cars on the car lot now.
Yeah, I would say start with the Secretary of State here in Montgomery. You go on their website, but actually all companies have to register with the Secretary of State to do business. So they should have a registered agent for that company. And even though they may have gone out of business and be in bankruptcy, whatever it might be, there should be a paper trail to whom that company is registered under that might help you. So the Secretary of State's office or website here in Montgomery may help there. That may be a great place to start. I would say whoever you've been making payments to, keep making payments, because even though you got $1,600 left, if you just stop because you try to say, hey, I didn't know who to send it to, that's not a good enough reason. Keep making those payments if you can to wherever you've been sending them, and hopefully you can find the right answer there with the Secretary of State's office.
Okay, because that's what I've been doing. Haven't been able to get them in the last 2-3 weeks. They put me on hold, and then I stay on hold for 10 or 15 minutes, and then they'll put me on to a voicemail.
That happens a lot to most people, and it's frustrating. But either go in person would be an option, or put something in writing. Send them a letter that says exactly that. I've called several times. I keep getting put on hold. Here are the questions I have. Please have someone respond to me. Keep that file, because ultimately, if you end up, say, in district court, small claims court, over whatever it might be, those letters will come in handy to show the judge that, hey, you've been trying for a long period of time and you're not getting any cooperation from the other side. So I think you're doing the right thing. Just keep taking the next step, putting in writing, maybe go by in person and leave a letter with someone.
And we have another caller, Annie from Montgomery. Annie, what's your question?
I would like to know, I go to this grocery store here in Montgomery, Fresh Value, and they charge you a 10% stocking fee, and then they also charge you 10% tax. Now, I'm saying that they're charging us 20% tax. Is that lawful? Can they do that?
Well, they've done it in a way that may very well be lawful. If there's a stocking fee that they give, they put on everything and they let everybody know, that's not the same thing as the state sales tax. So they may very well be within their rights to do that. I would just say maybe ask the manager. If that doesn't help you out, maybe try to get to another place, shop another place. But they may very well be okay doing that. I don't think that's really the right thing to do, but it's not charging them double tax if they've got it separately labeled as a separate fee.
All right, Annie, thanks so much for calling in. And Stewart, if people weren't able to call in today, where can they find you?
Yeah, it's as easy as dialing 3 for me, 333-3333, or go to thevancelawfirm.com or WSFA.com. You can find a link to our office there. So we're easy to get in touch with.
All right, Stewart, as always, thanks for joining us here on Alabama Live. We
Good to
appreciate
see you.
it.
Yeah, absolutely.